Hi, Brian Sowers here with KMMO. And you know what? Each year, Mother Nature willing, these trees in this area will grow something that many call one of the best fruits out there. And many will drive hundreds of miles to get their hands on these, sink their teeth into them, and I mean a ripe, juicy, mouth-watering, delicious peach. Sure, you enjoy eating those peaches, but really how much do you know about them? That's why I've consulted an expert right alongside me, longtime friend, Paul Peters with Peters Orchards and Peters Market. Paul, thanks for having us up here.
Thank you, Brian, for coming up.
Paul, the first question I have is, with 2011, the weather has been all over the place. For peach season, how's the weather been for the growing season?
Well, peaches, like other fruits, like grapes, really, if you want the spectacular flavors, some of this hot, dry weather at harvest is great for the flavors. It's not so great for the size of the peach. We are hurting there from this kind of drought period we're going through. But, we look at it, we had good moisture early, and we've really had adequate moisture up till about the last, 3 weeks.
Now, here's the good part of the interview. We're going to get to cut in some of these peaches. Paul, what do you have to show us out here for the consumer? They're going to cut into one of these. What are you going to show us here today?
Well, we have several varieties of peaches out here. We have a very unique peach here. It's called a Saturn. It's a donut peach. This is actually a clingstone peach. And so we will try to cut into one of these and show what it's like to get the meat separated from the pit. This Saturn peach has a very unique flavor, very sweet. It's actually, because it's a donut shape, and they are known as a donut peach as to its flattened shape, it's relatively easy to cut up and work. Here we have a 007. We call it, we actually have fun with 007, call it a James Bond peach. But that is actually a Flaming Fury series peach. A breeder has this whole line of peaches named Flaming Fury, so you can sell a Flaming Fury peach from the beginning of the season to the end.
Nice.
But very nice peach, gets nice size, cuts free from the peach or the pit very easily. Here we have Starfire. This is kind of it's an earlier Freestone peach, a little earlier than a 007. Gets nice size. This is the best size we've had on them since we've had them, and we're real happy with these peaches this year. But again, it's a yellow Freestone peach. The last peach we have here in front of us is a Nectar. It's a white Freestone peach. Again, that low acid type peach. Very, what I consider, mellow flavor. But again, people do like these white peaches. They tend to get a red marbling in the meat of the peach, sometimes more so than a yellow peach does. And people like these for canning, especially for competitions and such.
Oh, yeah.
So, their jar looks better than others.
Well, one of the biggest questions for consumers is, if I come to buy peaches, how do I know that I'm getting a ripe peach? Maybe it's not quite ripe, it needs to set out. Maybe it's overripe. How can I tell?
Well, we'll start with white peaches. One, we're looking for several things. The most used test is the squeeze test. That can be a good test if the peaches are picked properly. If the peaches are picked too early, they'll squeeze and give, but they'll also basically be drier inside the peach, or if the peach is sat too long in storage before it gets to the consumer, it can dry out. But one of the things that we look for when we're picking is background color, and I hope it's visible on this particular samples we have here. You can see this peach has kind of a green ash to it. We're really looking for when that peach starts to break and get a creamy background color. Another good indication is this break that you see here, this mottling, red mottling. If that's on the back side of the peach, it's riper. Here you can see this would be the sun side of the peach, and here would be the back side of the peach.
What we have in front of us now is more of a yellow peach. I think this is the 007, if I'm not mistaken. You have two different varieties. To me, or two different peaches. To me, they look the same. What's the difference?
Well, again, background color is one of the most important things that you look for when you're picking. You want this nice yellow cast. If it has this breaking of red going into basically the shady side of the peach. That's indicating that that peach is ripe and ready to pick. This peach here, besides having a few problems from moisture and nitrogen this year, you can see it just does not have that break, almost absent here. A little greener cast to it, or a little more yellow cast to it, I guess, thereby indicating this one's probably picked a few days earlier than we'd like.
Thank you so much. I mean, we have been schooled in Peach 101. Thank you so much again.
Well, you're very welcome, and thank you for coming up and letting me explain a little bit about peach growing.
Come get these peaches right here at Peter's Market or anywhere around your area. Wow, a little taste of heaven, but for a very short time. So get in your vehicle and drive to the area from Waverly west of 24 past Lexington to get your own taste of heaven. But hurry, it won't last long. For KMMO, I'm Brian Sowers.